Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the AGL Jaco, and we're going to see just how good he is in Dbz Dokkan in the Cell Max event. Now, full disclaimer, as always guys, the Cell Max event is an incredibly hard event, and basically it's super duper tough. Essentially, to cut a long story short, it's a very incredibly tough banner or event, and essentially you need super high levels of damage reduction or super high levels of evasion to take on this event. And as you guys guessed it, Jaco has super high levels of evasion. Now this guy is so high with his level of evasion that he should have a pretty decent chance of basically taking this guy out. So the thing with Jaco, honestly, is he has two main failings. One, he's AGL type, so when his evasion doesn't work, he is going to have you instantly destroyed. And two, his link set is terrible. So he's not distinctly necessarily a great unit because of that. I think for me, what they could have done is just given him some kind of baseline support. Literally, he gives himself key +3. I've always been a believer that if a unit has to have a key +3 in their passive, because they don't have key links, then ideally you should probably give them key +3 for their rotation, because the other unit's not going to have key links if they don't have key links. So it is something that is pretty important. Jaco is a pretty tough kind of, unit to incorporate your head around. I don't think he's bad at all, but I think he's a little bit more peculiar in design than maybe some other units. So just to talk about Jaco, obviously he's 130% Defenders of Justice lead. He is obviously also, as mentioned before, super high levels of evasion. So definitely something that's a little bit better. Definitely like that evasion can come in handy in a lot of events. Cell Max is going to be one of them. You're going to see a pretty important kind of level of events. So pretty nice stuff from that perspective. For the most part as well, I want to say that he's a unit that has pretty nice kit for SBR and ESBR. So I think, if you are looking at beating some stages like that, it is very good still. So beyond that, I think he is a fantastic unit, and I think he can help in a lot of ways. It's not to say that he's distinctly like limited just because he has, how can I say, like type disadvantage against Cell Max, or that he's not got great link set. He can still be incredibly useful, and I think he will be incredibly useful. When I take a look at his overall performance, I think he is definitely a unit that can lend himself to being useful in a certain situation, especially if you have dupes in him. You can build him full evasion, and then basically he should be able to be a guaranteed almost slot 1 tank against Cell Max, which I think is always good. Like I said though, it is always RNG, so unless you build him full dodge and give him full dodge in his equipment slots and couple that with his dodge capabilities, then he's obviously still got a chance to get hit, and if he does get hit by Cell Max, you are basically dead. Even a Rainbow Jaco who would have pretty decent defense would still possibly die in one normal to Cell Max. So it is definitely something that you do need to take a look at. Passive wise, the main thing is that great chance in the first slot for him to evade. I think obviously that's the +1 tool that you're going to be using. He does have a high chance in the second and third slots, which is good. It does give him some flexibility. He has a plus additional 60% attack, so he can hit relatively hard-ish as well, around 2 million at 55%, which is decent. Not world breaking, but is decent in terms of appearance. And then he's also got that additional 20% attack and defense, like I said, which will build up yeah, as he does kind of get going. So overall, there is, I want to say, a good consensus that he is usable, especially for Selmax. I think he is personally quite usable. I think he's the kind of unit that can not hard carry or anything, but I think he has his uses as a unit with high evasion. Like Broly event, maybe not good for this guy, because obviously you can't evade, can't build up anything. But the rest, you know, honestly, more than fine. Genuinely speaking, I honestly find that he does a fantastic job in pretty much any event where evasion can be utilized. So for me, he looks good, feels good, and yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with how they constructed him. I think if I would change anything, I would just give him movie bosses support or something, and then yeah, that's basically everything you need. If you gave him that, I think then he'd be looking absolutely stacked. So I am very happy with how they've built him from that perspective. It's always difficult, especially with units with wonky link sets, so to say, you know, to always have them cater perfectly. But he is still pretty good. 70% chance to evade is always super duper good, but he's just a little bit limited in design. We are giving him the Brainiacs link. I think if you have a Rainbow Tapion and Minoshia, it's actually not such a bad running partner for him. Tapion and Minoshia rainbowed with Brainiacs active with a double super probably would be able to survive against Selmax, I think. Potentially also with, you know, 24 key as well. And that's where the support thing kind of comes in. Like if he was giving support right now, Tapion and Minoshia would be looking a lot better. They would possibly get their 24 key, which is very crucial for them. But yeah, I mean, you can see where the evasion is coming in handy. He is just absolutely just dodging the hell out of Selmax. So he is definitely very good in this situation. And if you actually give him a dodge in his equipment slots, he could look very, very good. So yeah, super duper chuff, super duper like invested in Jaco as definitely being a usable unit for this stage, and for a lot of stages. I think any hard stage where he can evade, like I said, he's going to be looking good. At least to me, I think he's going to be looking great. So yeah, from my side, super duper happy with his performance. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care and bye.